I think it is accurate to say that Pakistan is facing a housing crisis. The housing gap is about 10 million today, with the demand growing at about 700,000 units annually. In the urban context, the housing shortage is about 4 million. But the most alarming situation is that households at the bottom 68% of the income distribution bracket can only afford about 1% of the available housing stock. The situation has led to the burgeoning of some of Asia's largest slums in Pakistan. I designed and managed the execution of a low-cost house for Wallah and her family of 7, which started in the summer of 2020 and ended in January 2021. Wallah and her husband bought a small piece of land with several years of hard work, but they didn't have any funds left to make a house. They lived in a small, dilapidated hut before I had the chance to see their living condition. I made a decision to request for zakat from people I knew to help her. Once I was able to secure the funds, I did the research, design, and all the technical working, along with an engineer who volunteered to design for free. The house is on a 1,080 square feet footprint. It has 2 rooms, a kitchen, 1 bathroom, and a roof terrace organized around a courtyard and veranda. Wallah's house is co-financed. I think this was of pivotal significance. There are broadly 2 dominant ways of getting affordable housing. Either the government funds it and makes social housing, or large NGOs secure big funds and create housing. But I feel there is a lot of potential to improve the conditions of those who need housing by working directly with them. Wallah's family contributed the cost of land, and then it became easy to secure zakat because A, it was a real project, and B, the cost was only going to be for the construction. Another positive impact is the sense of confidence and dignity for Wallah. Her family was a stakeholder. She was not just being given a favor for being poor, and this enabled the second advantage. The project is co-designed. Wallah, her husband, and in fact her father, who is a respected elder in the community, were participants in the design process. They knew the budget we had, and they know the nuances of how they live. They knew what they needed. So I asked the questions, they answered, and I became a translator for them in terms of making the layout of the house, which they saw and approved. They discussed the possibility of incremental housing to make more rooms above as and when they get more funds in the future and as the kids grow older. They wanted the courtyard and the veranda in organization. In a sense, the design was very consciously participatory. They even discussed specific improvements to the house during construction. This ensured for me that we had an ethos of participatory design. One example for this is the decision to raise the height of the parapet wall for security. The plot had a cost of about rupees 4 to 5 lakhs, which can be translated as maybe $4,000. The construction was budgeted at 2 million rupees, but there was a cost overrun by 10%, so the final figure came to about rupees 2.2 million. And that can be translated as perhaps $13,500. And with regards to per square foot cost, including the courtyard, it was at 2,000 rupees per square foot, and that's roughly $12.5 per square feet. In my view, for the quality of construction and spatial design, this is a very good benchmark. Also, this is an excellent figure to invite more zakat funding for this cause in the future. The design took about 2 months and the construction was estimated at 4 months. However, we got into a tussle with the local police and they kept interrupting the work. After losing some time in the beginning, we were able to keep the site mobilized. The construction work took about 7 months, and this also had an impact on the finances. The opportunity for scalability is immense. There are people living in slums and also formal settlements that function as slums. They have zero access to basic amenities. These people work hard to make ends meet, and they want to improve their conditions. And the best way to do that is to work with them, co-finance and co-design. Share the burden. It motivates those who would like to help and those who need the improvement in their environment. There is immense potential in zakat, which is a sacred trust on all practicing Muslims to offer to those in need. And today, getting zakat from beyond Pakistan's own borders is also possible. And maybe for many living abroad, this cost will seem very easy to achieve. There is immense potential to co-design. There is a boom in so many multidisciplinary design practices in entrepreneurs and techpreneurs in the last 10 years in Pakistan. And I'm confident that 90% of those would be deeply motivated to offer their design tilth, in the words of Papanek. We can come up with design kits, improve construction technology, devise alternative energy solutions, and streamline procedures and details which will immensely impact quality, cost, and time.